pet owner petition to save the life of a dog. This dog is called Hank. Has now attracted over 100,000 signatures. So why is Hank's life in danger? Let's go to his owners, Leonard Collins and Joanne Meadows in Belfast. They returned home to discover their dog had been seized by Belfast City Council in what they believe is a case of mistaken identity. Guys, why do you think the identity is mistaken? What are the council saying and what are you saying?
Well, the council have basically seemed to have made up their mind that Hank is a pit bull. They have told me that on a couple of occasions. I believe the mistake comes from the grey area within the legislation. The legislation is so vague and abstract.
And what do you believe he is, Joanne? What breed were you told he was when you got him?
Okay, he was a Staffordshire Bull Terrier mixed with Labrador.
And where did you get him from, Joanne?
It was a friend of a friend. No contact or anything since, so I'm not sure.
We're just looking at pictures of Hank as a puppy. He's absolutely gorgeous.
But if he does turn out to be a pit bull, a dangerous dog, will you accept the council's ruling and decision on this?
No, absolutely not. And we are sure, as much as we can be, that he's not a pit bull.
Yeah, but say he is a pit bull. They're going to do tests to find out.
That will determine also his temperament. That test will be done at the same time. And that is when the real argument begins, because of judging the aggressiveness of what they deem to be a banned breed would not be in line with judging the aggressiveness of a non-banned breed dog.
Leonard, the dog was taken by council officials from your home when you weren't there. They legally could do that. Somebody must have complained, I'm assuming. Why do you think that is? What is the dog's temperament? What's his behaviour been like?
He's technically still a puppy. He isn't 2 years old. He barks at people walking past in the street, and that is something we were working to try and remove. If I had to guess, I would say that has been the case.
And Joanne, he's never shown any aggressive behaviour outside the home? He's never attacked anybody?
No. No, not at all, never.
Okay. We've got in the studio with us a vet. This is Roger Mugford. Good morning, Roger. And we've got lovely Bella with you today. And what
you say lovely Bella, but lovely Bella's got a muzzle on as well. Why would Bella, and Roger, you are the man, you're the god of animal psychology and whatever, and if you've got a dog with a muzzle on, I am worried.
No, it's wearing a muzzle because, technically speaking, we're in a public place, inside these studios, and all dogs, including Hank, have to wear, and if Hank's determined to be a pit bull, has to wear a muzzle at all times, even in the owner's car. And of course, it's insane. Bella here is the sweetest dog on the planet. I've only known her.
A pit bull?
Well, she was deemed by the Metropolitan Police in London to be a pit bull, but having met her, I believe that she is a Labrador crossed with a Visa, which is what her owner thought when he adopted this little puppy.
So what is the fate of your dog? I'm sorry, why would that be any different than our guests in Belfast?
It'll be exactly the same, and Leonard and his partner are going down exactly the same route as the owner of this dog. This dog is one of thousands that have been seized, mostly crossbreeds. We believe from studies done with DNA studies in the United States that barely a quarter of all the dogs that are seized or said to be pit bull types or actually have any relatedness to a pit bull.
Okay, but do you understand, Roger, people's fear about these dogs? Now, we've got a rescue dog, and when we were looking for a rescue dog, there were lots of kind of bull terrier type, staffy type cross dogs, and I've met lots of these dogs with their owners who all tell me they're gorgeous and they're lovely. I have to be honest, I would not have adopted one because they still frighten me, because I would worry that they do have the traits possibly of some kind of pit bull. So is this their fate, that if they look even remotely like a pit bull, you must understand officials have to kind of protect the public and therefore pick them up from the streets or whatever and determine if they are a pit bull or not?
The Belfast City Council employees can't be criticised for trying to enact or trying to enforce a law which is insane, which has no basis in science, where if we could just as well forbid all people who are baldies, red-haired, long-eared, or something like that, you know. So it goes back to the worst kind of racial stereotyping of humans, but this time applied to dogs.
I would say, Roger, and I go to Leonard and Joanne on this one. I'll tell you, and I'll tell you what Belfast Council is saying about this in a moment. But Leonard and Joanne, Belfast in particular has got a problem with dogs, right? And it's not, believe me, it's not like the southeast of England where people pick up their dog poo and whatever. There's more dog poo over the streets of Belfast. There's more stray dogs in the streets of Belfast. You two don't need me to tell you that we have got a problem. And in a way, you guys, the council, are doing what the council are trying to do to help clear up that problem. And they say it has a statutory duty in relation to the enforcement of the Dogs Northern Ireland Order 1983. Our principal duty is protecting the health and the safety of the public. The dog known as Hank has been taken in for assessment. No decisions have been made. Our staff have been in touch with Hank's owners and we will keep them informed. But I suppose it is a problem, Leonard, that if you took a prisoner into custody, you would be allowed to visit that prisoner. I do find it very strange and madness that you can't actually visit your own dog.
Absolutely. The reasoning being is that they believe that it would put Hank under undue stress. I find that laughable as an excuse. I find it deeply disturbing. What I've also learned is that in the week since Hank has been held, a week today, he hasn't been walked once. Now, as a dog that is used to a lot of exercise, not to be exercised is incredible.
Well, the Belfast Council, we did put that to them, Leonard, actually, and they say in response to that, they say that he's being extremely well looked after, that all his medical needs are being met, and that you shouldn't be concerned about that, and we have to put their side. I just want to ask you both emotionally, we're dog owners, dog lovers, so many people watching will be dog owners and dog lovers. How are you two coping without Hank?
Well, it's been very tough. Hank was a central part of our lives, more than a pet. He was a friend, member of the family. What has really kept us going has been the support. The support of everyone who has reached out through Facebook, through the various campaigns, and our friends and family members.
And just quickly, when will you find out, when they've done this test and they've determined what breed they believe Hank is? When will they tell you?
That should be in a couple of weeks. The interesting part of that is the council have used the words directly to me, aggressive behaviour, to describe Hank, but they've also said that if Hank isn't a pit bull breed, they'll release him straight away. But where is their duty to care if they believe he is aggressive? Why is it the breed that they're focusing on? Surely they should be concerned with what they deem to be aggressive behaviour, regardless of the breed.
No matter what the breed is. Yeah,
exactly.
I'll put that to Roger, actually, Leonard. Why are they concentrating on the breeds as opposed to whether the dog is just aggressive or not?
Indeed, it should all be based on the deed. Now, the same legislation introduced in 1991 that applies to Northern Ireland and all other parts of the UK does have a section that deals with dangerous dogs. Dogs that have done something naughty, often because of the bad behaviour of their owners, I have to say. But these dogs have done nothing wrong. It's just the way they look. And I spent a lot of time in America. I know real pit bulls. This isn't a real pit bull. I doubt that Hank is, but I haven't had the opportunity to see him. The people who do these assessments have had no training in anatomy, little training in breed. They're not kennel club judges, and it's such an amateurish, creaky system that is seizing these dogs in a quite arbitrary way. And no, the dogs are not well looked after in kennels. You see so many dogs that have suffered and lost weight.
Unfortunately, there's previous history, Leonard and Joanne, as you know, with the dog Lennox 2 years ago, which was seized by the council, and it didn't end well there as a result. We wait, we see what is going to happen, and we'll keep the This Morning viewers informed. Thank you so much for your time and your trouble today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and thank you very much, Roger.
Thanks,
And
Roger.
Bella.
Bella's a dog.
She's a lovely girl.
Also, we're going to be hearing your incredible lost and found stories. We started the programme with that today. That's a phone in, doing it after this.